Welcome to the next exit. We want to be sure and wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, folks. Pearl just cooked us a really nice Thanksgiving dinner. We'll stick a little time lapse if we're cooking it, but it was pretty much a traditional Thanksgiving. She got a pretty good menu for the holidays.
I love the standard holiday traditional meal.
Turkey and
Dressing, potatoes and gravy, broccoli casserole, green beans, biscuits, gravy,
sweet potato pie.
Sweet potato pie.
So we hope all you guys had a great Thanksgiving. We are in just outside of Charleston, South Carolina, about 50 miles away from Charleston. And we're here at the Oaks at Point South, a Thousand Trails campground. Been here about 3 days. Not a bad little campground. It has our first sign of "Don't feed the alligator," so we know that we're getting down south.
Down in gator country.
So we got to watch out for Tinker. The last video we were up in Chesapeake Bay, and that was in like, I think, our top 5 campgrounds.
Top 5, I'd say.
There's like 80 parks and 1,000 trails, and we stayed in 40 or 42. And that's got to be right up there. It was a nice little spot. And then we went to, when we left Chesapeake Bay, I had never heard of this, but they've got what's called a tunnel bridge, where you're going along a bridge and it dives down, and I don't know how deep it is, but it's pretty far. It goes under the Chesapeake Bay, under the water. I got to think, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 feet, maybe more. But it's so the ships can go through there, and some of this, the sand, the base, the sea floor is not real strong, so they couldn't put a real tall bridge. So it was pretty neat. You dive down in and go, I don't know, for a couple of minutes.
Excuse me, you don't dive down in, you drive down in.
You drive down in. Pearl drives down in. And then you don't see any light at the end of the tunnel, and then all of a sudden from the top of the tunnel you can see it coming down, which means you're headed up. It was a kind of a neat experience.
Lost again, going back around, dreaming of a time when I get things right. Lost in the shadows of a million stars. Shouldn't they
Going under Chesapeake Bay, baby.
Shouldn't they all just tell me where you are? Send a prayer if I'm out of luck.
And from there we ended up at Twin Lakes. What'd you think of that? You remember that?
I don't remember it that much.
Twin Lakes, they're just recouping from Hurricane Florence about 2 months ago. That was in North Carolina. It hit them, and I guess it devastated them pretty good. Their office and their store was being remodeled.
Right.
And the sign, there was no ranger coming in and no gate. And so we just drove, and we just kept driving until we got to the end, and there was a big building, but I got out to go inside and you could tell it's under construction, and I walked all around, spent 20 minutes looking for the ranger station, and finally called a number, and they said it's in a storage container, big blue storage container. I think we'll have some video here in a minute, and you'll see the big blue storage container next to the building. Our site was really pretty good. We was right there on the edge of the water. It's just a little pond. But it was so muddy.
It's channels going through the park where people can drive their boats in and out, of these channels.
Goes right to the ocean.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of park models. Got to be 50 or 100 park models.
At least.
And nice new looking park models. So that had a lot of going for it. It wasn't so great. I said it's muddy. It wasn't so muddy because it's all packed sand. But it was wet, definitely water puddles.
Definitely wet.
And then from there, we cut that stay short because
got tired of the rain.
Got what?
Oh, we got tired of the rain for one.
Yeah. Pat and Chris had emailed us. They were staying at Fort Fisher. That's an Air Force recreation area. So it's kind of a little strip, a peninsula out there. It's in North Carolina also. and it's called Kerr Beach that it's on, and it's I don't know what. There was not much going on there. I don't know if they did get hit by Hurricane Florence also, because a lot of those buildings were flooded out.
The new cabins were
So there was only 4 or 5 RVs there. Normally we can't stay in those places, but Chris is a retired Army Ranger, and he sponsored us, they say. You got to go in with somebody in the military, and I don't know if you can do it at very many bases, but there we could go in with them. And it was only there a few days, but the
nice part about it was the concrete cement pad parking. It was excellent.
100-foot long, probably.
Yeah.
We have a 42-foot Class A, and it didn't even take up half of it. It was huge. So Pat and Chris was only going to be there a week, but they're going to stay for 2 or 3 weeks because they're going to do some odds and ends on their expedition RV, that Unicat. And that's a perfect place to do it. So there we got to walk on the beach. It was right on the beach, and there's a nice sandy beach. And so we spent some time walking on the beach, and we went to an aquarium. And the aquarium was very interesting.
Very.
It was a nice aquarium, but it was like $12.50 a piece, which I guess is not a huge amount, but it seemed, for both of us, $25 seemed like a lot, because it wasn't a huge aquarium, but it was a pretty 3 stories tall, 2 or 3 stories. But just regular aquarium stuff. But what I liked it is, you know, a lot of attractions as you walk through, they've got the blue screen up, and they want you to stop, let them take your picture, and then they flash some kind of picture behind you to make it look special. And I've always thought I'd like to get my video camera and take a picture of me walking around in front of the blue screen. And so we went past that lady, and Pat said, no, we don't want any pictures, and we went on into the next exhibit. And I thought, I'm going to go back and ask if I can do this. So I got a video, I'll show it. I don't know if it'll work. Could you hold this up and let me stand in front of that? And I want to get some video.
We're not able to do, we're not allowed.
Oh, you're not? Can I set it here and do it on my own?
What was that?
Can I do it on my own? Can I just set it here and stand there?
I guess so, maybe.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know.
I'll just take a second. I won't do it very long. I just want to see if I could get it just a video, and then I could transpose something.
Oh, okay.
Just see. Thank you.
No problem.
And she just kind of was caught off guard, but I didn't know if I could do it or not. So I got my software, editing software, and it worked. And as you can see here, I am coming in saying hi. This was from the blue screen. Hi, Bob. And that was pretty neat. That's even more interesting than the sharks and eagles to me. And what else did we do there?
Could have been a totally different game. It might have been. It might have been.
I guess I have no choice, right? Sorry. Is it not my turn?
Well, the one choice you got is to wait your turn. That's the only choice you got. Not going this way.
It goes clockwise instead of
You're playing after
counterclockwise.
her. So anyway, after our time was up, we was only there a couple days with them. We went headed here, right?
Yes.
And it was a couple hundred miles, pretty good drive. But Pat kept telling us, take this shortcut, take the ferry from here out on the peninsula. It's like a 20 or 30 minute ferry ride. And we're 42 feet, and we got the car, and it costs, if you're over 40, it's $28 for over 40 feet to whatever's legal he can drive, which is up to 65 feet, which we're 65. So Pat called them, and they said, yeah, tell them to don't unhook, no problem. Just come and drive on. We do it all the time. And so we went, and we were both a little bit nervous. But
we didn't unhook either.
And we didn't unhook. But it come up there, we just drove right on, piece of cake. We took up 2 lanes. He said stay about 3 feet away from the
building.
Captain's helm, I guess.
Lookout tower or whatever.
And so we kind of took up 2 lanes and just went right up the middle, and there's another 30 cars on behind us. So
well, there wasn't that many, but still.
There's a bunch. You didn't see them all, did you?
Yes.
Okay. How many was there?
There's probably about 20 of them.
Okay. There's another 20 cars or so behind us, maybe 30.
Not.
And we headed on out, and then getting off is just as easy getting off. So it worked out pretty good. Saved us a few miles. anyway, that got us here. We've been here a couple of days, and we're going to stay here 2 weeks. We won't feed the alligators. We're going to look for them, but it's kind of cool. Although it was 70 yesterday.
70 yesterday, 65 today, but not as much sun today as there was yesterday. Yesterday was absolutely gorgeous.
So maybe the alligators are still out. Maybe they're not. I don't know. But then our next stop will be in Florida. That's where we're going to winter. So our friends, I'd mentioned them earlier. We got some friends from Nevada. And you're going to take this as crazy, and we called them and told them that it's crazy. But it's 3,200 miles from Winnemucca, Nevada, up in northern Nevada where they live, down to Key West. And they're going to rent a trailer, a toy hauler. He wants to drive his motorcycle up and down that highway and going through the Keys. And they've got 2 weeks. So they're going to drive here in 5 days, 3,200 miles, spend 5 nights. We rented the spaces for 5 nights.
Yep.
$180 a night for 5 nights for 2 spaces. Oh, 180 each. So 360 for both spaces for 5 nights. But the whole time we're in Florida, I don't think we'll spend a penny on RV sites. So you average it out, it's going to be next to nothing for, the few months we're down there. But we never spent. We spent $104 up in Maine. And I thought that was crazy. I never thought I would ever spend $100 for a piece of dirt to park a truck on.
But it was a great site that we had.
It was.
Just can't.
So I hope this one is that much greater.
Good. Yes.
There is a small chance that we can get it. We can't. It's an Encore park. It's a Sunshine Keys, I think it is. But we can only book those parks 2 months in advance. So we can't get a reservation there now. So we have to pay cash. So when it gets to be the 1st of January, I'll be able to make reservations for in March. So I'm going to try to make a reservation for our site, and then we'll go ahead and split theirs. So we'll pay $90 a piece to pay for their site, if we can get ours free. But 2 months reservation window, I kind of guessing that's where everybody wants to go, so it's probably going to be full. So we probably won't get it free with our trails collection.
But we're going to try.
We're going to try. We're going to try real hard. And that pretty much covers it. You're caught up with us. We looking forward to Florida. We don't know what we're going to do next year. We were going to want to go to Alaska. We've pretty much taken that off the list. We're kind of planning on staying on the East Coast.
It just depends on how this winter goes.
How the winter goes and the maintenance on the rig. We've got the slide toppers on the driver's side is totally ripped. I'm just hoping it'll stay together till we get to our next site in Florida. I've ordered new toppers and we'll replace them there, but I can't get them here in time to replace them here. And it just depends on how maintenance goes. We've got a new noise in the engine. I'm not sure. It's probably not a bad noise. It could be an exhaust gasket. I'm just not sure. But if we're having issues, then we're going to go back to the West Coast and go to our son-in-laws and kind of get the rig all tuned back up, and then we'll go up to the Pacific Northwest. If things are going good and we don't have any issues, good chance we'll stay on the East Coast.
There's a chance.
Another year. We've got several people that we have met over here, and a couple of them are going to start full-time in next year, and we'd really like to meet up with those people again, because I know once we go to the West Coast, we may or may not ever see them. Although Cindy and Terry, there's a good chance we may get to see them. They may take a little trip up to the West Coast, so that would be nice.
Yes, it would.
But anyway, that's kind of where we're at. We got a lot to figure out, but we got all winter to do it. So I hope you guys are having a good holiday. We appreciate all of you. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Oh, one last thing. If you hadn't signed off already, we would like to get pictures of the 2 things. If you would, we'd love you to send us a picture. In our next video, we'll pop up the pictures of all the subscribers from your part of the country. I think it'll be of interest to everybody that watches, seeing where all the viewers are from. It'd be great for us to kind of put some pictures with all the names and people that we're emailing all the time. If you don't have a picture, or you're not comfortable sending a picture, in the comments, just put down what state or town that you live in, so we can just get a feel for where everybody's from around the country and around the world. We've got a lot of military guys that's overseas, and we've got several countries over in Europe that people are watching. So at least in the comments, if you'd tell us where you're from, and we would really love if you'd send the email. I'll put our email address right here. It's bobrpearl@gmail.com. Send us an email and attach a picture. If you got an RV already, the perfect picture would be the two of you in front of your RV.
Yes.
That'd be great.
That way we'll know who we're talking to from time to time whenever we email and receive emails. It's more interesting that way. Y'all
more
know
interesting
who we
to
are.
us. Yeah.
You see us. We just don't get to see you.
So we'd love to get to know y'all a little better. And that pretty well covers it.
That pretty well covers it.
So hope you have a great holiday season. Keep the wheels rolling. Stay safe. We'll see you at the next exit.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, folks. Thanks, baby.